Hey everyone, James Niggemeyer here. Thank you for tuning back into the YouTube channel. Got some pretty bad storms rolling through. Hopefully no tornado activity. Looks like we've got some flash flood warnings. Got a guide trip tomorrow, and the last couple times I've been out on the water on different lakes, you just notice the presence of bluegill up there in the shallow waters. And really, the bluegill are a great food source for the bass, and with a lot of different things that are happening right now, there's a bait that I want to talk about that I feel like that can do a good job of getting you some strikes when some of the other baits that you have may struggle to turn interest into a bite. Some of the baits that I'm talking about are like a buzz bait. A buzz bait's great at getting fish to kind of look at it, but if you're faced with some clearer water situations, a lot of times that buzz bait is just got a lot going on for it, and probably between the noise and the sound and actually the visual of it might turn off a fish. Now, if the fish are real aggressive and they're pounding the buzz bait, this isn't for that situation. But there's another bait that I love to throw a frog, but there are times I've noticed that I'll be twitching that frog and they're coming up and they're either boiling behind it or swirling, and they don't necessarily just take it or necessarily just explode on it and eat the bait. And a lot of times what that is, they've got a good look at it, or I've twitched it out of their strike zone. Let's say it's a bedding area or a ball of fry. Once I get it out of there, it seems like they don't care. They just, once it's gone, then their job is done. They've pushed the intruder out. But a bait that can really get those fish to bite is like one of these style toads. This is a rivet. These toad type baits, this is a real fun way to catch them. But these toad type baits, there's several on the market, but they can get bites, or they can trigger bites, draw that kind of a reaction out of a fish that maybe the buzzbait's a little too noisy, maybe the frog, it looks real and it's in the area, but they're kind of studying it. What's great about this bait is it'll do that little V-wake, which if you notice those bluegill up there in that shallow water, they'll do that little V-wake as they're getting chased away from a predator, namely a bass. And so this will create that same little V-wake, but it'll also have that disturbance, much like a buzzbait. And the beautiful thing about it is I can throw it literal anywhere, and I don't have to worry about the vegetation getting caught up on the buzzbait blade or on the head of the bait. It's a very weedless type bait. But one of the things that I really like about it is it can trigger strikes because of the commotion, and because it's subtle, it looks natural, looks real, and it's a bait that I definitely will have tied on as I go out tomorrow. The hook that I like to use for that is an owner hook. It's got that center spring or center pin right there, and then have a little bit of weight. I think this is maybe like an 1/8 ounce. And what I like about that 1/8 ounce is it helps that bait to, sometimes it'll turn over, that bait will turn over. This 1/8 ounce will help it to right itself and get it going kind of through the water. Essentially all you do is, if you're not familiar with rigging these up, which most of you probably are, is just find the very front end of that bait, dig that center pin right in there, and just twist, get that right there, and kind of measure out where the hook should come through, and then you just pin that hook right through it. And there's a little hook slot in there, and the hook it pokes out just right, just barely, but it runs in that hook slot, but you're ready to go. I'm throwing this on 50-pound braids, some of the same frog gear that I would throw my hollow body frogs, like my copper red baits. But this bait, will come through the water really well. You can cover water looking for those areas that have better concentrations of fish, but with the fry up there, this thing running through a fry ball has the commotion, and the fish either need to hit it real quick or kind of get out of the way, so to speak, because this is going to be moving through the water, creating a commotion. It looks like like something's gonna attack their fry, so they can either eat it. But one of the other things that it'll also do is when it's running out of the bed, it seems like a lot of times they'll come up and get it as it's leaving. But it's got a bluegill color. I think this is called a sungill color. The other color that can be real good is kind of this green pumpkin, red pearl right there. It's kind of green pumpkin on top with red flake and then a pearl belly. Kind of looks like a little bluegill. I'm gonna throw a couple bags of these in the boat. That bite might be going, but I wanted to share this bait with you. It might not be on your radar. A lot of times we throw this in the fall, but this time of year, and you might think, well, you know, I live on a highland impoundment. This is still really good for getting fry garters to bite. Bass that are protecting those little baby fry that just came out of the eggs. This is an intruder coming in hot and quick, and the fact that you can cover water and use some heavy braided line, just a fun way to catch them. Just a quick tip for you guys today. Hopefully you got something out of it. If nothing else, I just reminded you of a great bait that'll catch some bass. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and drop a comment down below. Love to hear what you think about this, but also go check out my description section. There's different discount codes for like Amphibia eye gear, but also there's links to my social media, and there'll also be a link to my merch, Team Niggemeyer Fishing. Go check that out. Hats, hoodies, decals, and shirts. Get yourself something. It's a great way to support the channel. I'd certainly appreciate it. And until next time, thanks for watching and good fishing.